one of the albums I've been listening to a lot lately, over the weekend since it came out, has been Janelle Monae's Dirty Computer. This is Janelle Monae's third album after The Archandroid and Electric Lady in 2010 and 2013 respectively. And I think, like most people, my introduction to Janelle Monae was through Fun, the song We Are Young, as well as through Tightrope. I feel like, to a certain extent, before I knew Janelle Monae, I knew Tightrope. I knew We Are Young. And I remember it was maybe a year or so after that I was reading online about music and art pop, and I came upon some kind of, I forgot what it was, but somehow someone recommended to me The Archandroid by Janelle Monae, and I was kind of blown away by just the amount of ambition in the conceptual nature of it. And she does the same with The Electric Lady as well. And in this album, her choice of concept that goes through the entire album is that of being perceived as a dirty computer or something. So there are a lot of references to computer parts, random access memory, and bytes, and all this stuff. And what immediately compels me to Dirty Computer is its cohesion. And I'm sure everyone's gonna say the same thing, because it's impossible to really listen to the album and not marvel at how cohesive the whole thing is. I had listened to Make Me Feel and Django Jane before, and I remember when I first heard Django Jane, I wasn't as enthralled with it as I was expecting to. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the Janelle Monae doing a rap. Then in the context of the album, it feels so much of a part of just the structure of the album. I mean, I'm kind of being very inarticulate about this, but when you hear it from front to back, you realize a big song on the album that was not really released before it came out is Screwed with Zoe Kravitz, the daughter of Lenny Kravitz, and she's an actress and all of this. But the song Screwed is absolutely fantastic, and it's very catchy, and it actually directly leads into Django Jane in a way that when you listen to it consecutively, it feels like Django Jane is just like another verse, like a last verse of Screwed, or a last section of Screwed, because it uses the same beat. It's pretty much the same beat from Screwed to Django Jane, and the lyrics of the chorus of Screwed kind of gets interpolated throughout Django Jane, and you hear it in the background and all these stuff. I listened to this loads of times over the weekend, and it's just what I really love about Janelle Monae is that she just has such a very strong, for lack of a better term, just like a joie de vivre, like there's such a joy of life when you hear her music. And obviously she's heavily influenced by the recently passed Prince, and I think I read somewhere that Prince actually kind of contributed or helped form Make Me Feel, which, as many people have kind of commented, feels very similarly to Kiss. And I think to a certain extent the album, in more so than like others I've listened to this year, it really does its best, or she really tries to encapsulate the current political climate, at least among her contemporaries who have the same point of view, for example. So the song really materializes a lot of the discussions around Me Too, and she and the leftist agenda of sorts that has been populating the mainstream culture, that I don't think has been as explicitly laid out in a piece of music as it has been on this one. You know, we hear she name drops, you know, she uses terms like mansplaining. She at one point in the album, I'm pretty sure she says like how she's taking the blue pill. Um, she references Donald Trump's controversial leaking, the thing where he was talking about grabbing someone by the pussy. She references it here, and something like, you know, if something about the grabs the pussy will grab you back, something like that, you know. And it's weaved throughout the album, and it culminates in the final song, Americans, which is a very, very, very strong political statement, the most political song I think I've heard all year, and definitely her most political song, where she kind of lambasts conservative America in a way that I feel like for some they may feel offended by it or whatever. For me personally, I feel like, you know, it's definitely and it's nice to hear someone using their platform to make a statement that they believe in politically, because a lot of music is very apolitical, you know, and we're hearing a lot of this recently, you know, with obviously with Kanye West and his, you know, his tweets and his what was that, his recent song Yay versus the People with T.I. You know, a lot of people, I am very pro this movement of being more open about your beliefs. I may not necessarily agree with Janelle Monae's political stances or her perspective on the world and the United States in general, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy that she is using her platform in a very creative way to talk about these issues, and the songs just are very entertaining. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Dirty Computer. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. If you enjoy this album, you should check out the Arc Android, which I think is one of the best pop albums of the last you know, since the start of the millennium. One of the best ones for sure. And yeah, so check it out. Janelle Monae, Dirty Computer. Also, the title song has Brian Wilson in it. I think he kind of does backing vocals. It's not very evident, but it's, yeah, it's cool. She met up with Brian Wilson to do backing vocals. Grimes is on here, but I don't really hear Grimes either. Pharrell Williams, not the biggest fan of I Got the Juice, but Pharrell Williams is here kind of rapping in the triplet rap style that is very popular these days. Anyway, yeah, big fan of the album. Definitely check it out.